Do you support the TikTok ban?
No, I don't. You probably won't find a government bill or program that I do support. So I guess coming from me, it doesn't mean a ton. But to answer your question, no.
I support the ban. The government of China is tracking us 24/7, and we have no clue on what data they give us. And yet, China banned TikTok in their own country. Can you believe that?
Congress hearing that happened a couple months ago, and during that talk, it seemed like they were in compliance with all U.S. regulations. Definitely do not agree with the TikTok ban.
I think it should be banned, actually. But it's also frying people's brains, the attention spans. I feel like watching videos, scrolling through videos all day, every day, it's not very healthy.
There's kids that have literally died from TikTok challenges.
That's happened on YouTube also. Should YouTube be kid banned?
I don't know. I just think that TikTok, I think it's just super addictive. It's more addictive than YouTube, I feel like.
I have a business. So on that end of it, I think it's very useful. A lot of people make a lot of money from TikTok Shop. It's very useful in that situation.
Do you support the TikTok ban?
Personally, no. I kind of enjoy it. I feel like TikTok caters to my algorithm better.
Do you think TikTok should be banned?
Yes, most definitely.
Why?
Number one, the Chinese people and the government of China is tracking us 24/7, and we have no clue on what data they give us. And on top of that, China knows that they track us, and yet China banned TikTok in their own country. Can you believe that? China banned TikTok in their own country, and I cannot have my data be used anywhere without my permission. I support the ban. National security is at risk. That's what I'm going to say.
How do you feel about the TikTok ban? Do you think that plays also a role in freedom of speech?
Yeah, no, my guess is it's just the government trying to find a way to get into all of our private messaging apps, and I think they're just using China as an excuse because it's, who's against that? But really what they want is what you're doing on Facebook Messenger, although Zuckerberg probably gave it to them already. But I think it's just a backdoor way to get into all of our internet activities.
Do you support the TikTok ban?
No, I don't. You probably won't find a government bill or program that I do support. So I guess coming from me, it doesn't mean a ton. But to answer your question, no.
Do you support the TikTok ban?
I'm not a supporter of the TikTok ban personally. Not even just because I'm an avid user of TikTok, but simply because I don't like the idea that just because it's a Chinese corporation, we shouldn't be in use of it. I do remember seeing the TikTok Congress hearing that happened a couple months ago, and during that talk, it seemed like they were in compliance with all U.S. regulations, and they were doing their best to be as transparent with the government as to what their actions were. So personally, I do believe that TikTok isn't a company that is trying to take, American secrets or any of the other conspiracies that are out there about TikTok. But yeah, I definitely do not agree with the TikTok ban.
Do you think that's stopping freedom of speech?
I do think that any sort of repression or censorship, something that's going directly against the First Amendment.
Do you think TikTok should be banned?
Yeah, I think it should be banned, actually.
Why?
Mainly because I don't like it. I understand the appeal. I see why people like it. But it's also frying people's brains, the attention spans. I feel like watching videos, scrolling through videos all day, every day, it's not very healthy for you. It's not beneficial for our mentality, our psyche, our attention span.
If they're going to ban TikTok, what's to say they're not going to ban YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, and all these other platforms?
I think the main reason why they're banning it is because they're Chinese. It's a whole political issue that's going on with China and America right now. I don't think any American companies are in danger. They can be, but even if they wanted to, what are people going to do about it, right? Because people will try to protest or whatever, but protest is not good. It's not enough, in my opinion. People just don't have the drive to actually force change.
Do you think there's an issue of freedom of speech if the app gets banned?
Yeah, it definitely violates the First Amendment, in my opinion. But once again, they have the power. They get to decide what they want to do, what they don't want to do. It's up to us to hold them accountable, but I don't know if people will be up to that challenge to hold them accountable.
Anything else you want to add?
Don't be on the internet too much. Go outside. Go have fun. Back in my day, that's what we did. I might look young, but I'm very old, actually, all right? Go out, have fun, get off the internet. It messes up your brain.
TikTok is on the verge of being banned.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like kind of like I'm in the middle because I feel like TikTok has really consumed myself specifically, and I don't feel like like I go to like a university and I want to learn and I want to go through that process, but it's so easy to like just learn answers so instantly, and I don't feel like I'm learning as much as I should be, or I feel like I could be spending my time more productively than seeing like a get ready with me. You know what I mean? Like things that I should be, working on. But I also think that, there's so, like specifically I'm a singer, and there's so many amazing independent artists that maybe would not have had the possibility of getting discovered or getting noticed. And I think it's done so many great things for like artists and small creators and small businesses, and it really just like connects people. But I think with any social media, there's, it's a double-edged sword.
What do you think it says about freedom of speech?
Honestly, but that's like where it has a blurry line, because why was Osama bin Laden's like preamble, like it was like War on America, or his like this book about Osama bin Laden? And I'm like, although it is free speech, it's literally promoting terrorism. Not even promoting it, but talking about it, spreading it. Some people are saying, oh, like Osama bin Laden wasn't crazy if you actually listen to him. And it's like, really? Like that? Sure, it's free speech, constitutionally, yes, but like there's kids that have literally died from TikTok challenges. It's just like...
That's happened on YouTube also, though. A lot of other platforms have had challenges, like the Thai challenge, that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
So should YouTube get banned?
I don't know. I just think that TikTok, I think it's just super addictive. It's more addictive than YouTube, I feel like.
I honestly know so little about TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you support the TikTok ban?
I honestly don't really know, but I feel like this has been a conversation for a couple years. And every 2 months there's a new reason. First it's China, then it's Russia, now it's Palestine. I feel like we've come up with a lot of good reasons. Maybe we should ban it. I don't know.
How do you feel about the TikTok ban that's approaching?
Yeah, that's interesting. Something the news, the media is very pro-Israel, but the public seems to be very pro-Palestine. A lot of politicians, Democrat and Republican, are pro-Israel. I think that TikTok is a way to disassemble media and make it more accessible for people to publish media, and so that's dangerous to the people. I mean, that's just a theory, but I think that makes sense. If there's anything going on, even outside of just the Palestine-Israel conflict, if people spread information, it's pretty dangerous for the people in power, because the people in power are controlling the media, and so, yeah.
Do you think TikTok should be banned?
So selfishly, yes, I do think it should be banned. The reason I think it should be banned, obviously the main reason that everybody's talking about short attention span. They feel like you use it a lot all day. It doesn't really have a purpose for that reason. However, I have a business. So on that end of it, I think it's very useful. A lot of people make a lot of money from TikTok Shop. It's very useful in that situation. But like I said, selfishly, I want to see something cool happen. So I want to see if they would actually do that. But I think the precedent that gets set by them banning a social media app is actually negative for people going forward. So selfishly, yes, I want to see it because it'd be cool to see. I think overall, it's probably not the best idea to happen.
Do you think freedom of speech is in jeopardy?
I don't think freedom of speech is in jeopardy. I don't think we really have it. I think it's an illusion. I think that you can't really say whatever you want now without consequences. So, in my opinion, we don't really have that now. So, especially a social media platform, for sure. China has a platform that competes with our social media platform. I think it's more of that than anything else.
Do you support the TikTok ban?
Personally, no. I kind of enjoy it. I think that Instagram had like a ripoff of TikTok, but like I feel like TikTok caters to my algorithm better, and Instagram just kind of like takes one thing that I look at and like runs with it. But I feel like it's fun. I think that personally maybe the ban could go for more specifically to kids.
I'm from India and it's been banned for years, so it's just like you guys are getting caught up with us. So, so I think the what will happen is you'll start using Reels, you'll forget about it. It just becomes an alternative because that's what happened in India.
Do you think if the TikTok ban does happen, does it affect freedom of speech?
It's just you'll be using other platforms for it, right? Platforms that America approves of and is getting money from probably. Because I'm sure like TikTok's a Chinese company, so they're not getting anything by TikTok getting all the fame and whatever. They want it to be an American company, so Meta or Facebook or Instagram or like whatever. They want all the traffic to go there. So I think that might be the bigger picture. I don't know too much about it, but that's what makes sense to me.
What do you think that does for people who make a living off of it?
I think that people would start using other platforms or start advertising on other platforms. Usually, like the creators that I look at post both on TikTok and Instagram, but Instagram gets like the later version of it. But I feel like they would start like creating their content on other platforms that have like a similar like thing to TikTok, or maybe another app that's like American would have like the same features, the same effects, and like just start taking over like the US, I guess.
Kind of happened before.
Vine,
Yeah, that app got, and a lot of people were making a big living off it. So you kind of need to evolve with because social media is ever evolving. There's going to be new apps that are coming up and other apps are going to keep going down. You just evolve with the time. It's really dynamic, so you can't really control it. They'll just find another way, I think.
Do you know TikTok?
Of course I know TikTok, but no, I'm not a TikTok fan.
Yeah. Do you support the ban on TikTok?
I support myself.
And what does that mean?
That means fuck everybody on TikTok. I support myself.